You put $700 in an account. The account earns $224 simple interest in 8 years. What is the annual interest rate? So we're going to always start with our formula. So our formula is I equals PRT. I is, of course, for your interest, P for principal, R for your interest rate in decimal form, T for your amount of time in years. So let's start plugging this stuff in. So if we are putting 700 in an account, that number is going to be our principal. That's our starting value. So let's plug in 700 for P. The account earns 224 simple interest. So if I am earning $224 in simple interest, that's going to be my I value over here. So let's plug in 224 for I. And I'm just going to bring my equal sign down. And it says in 8 years. Well, 8 is, of course, my amount of time. So we're just going to plug in an 8 there for T. And it says, what is the annual interest rate? So that's what they're asking me to find. So I don't know what this R value is. So I'm just going to leave that as R. So we need to solve this equation. Whenever we get our answer, because typically whenever we plug in the R value, we put it in decimal form. When we work out this answer, we're going to get the solution in decimal form. So we'll have to convert that to a percent. So let's work this. How do you solve for R? Well, first thing is that you have 700 times R times 8. Because of the commutative property, you could, of course, flip these around and think of this as 700 times 8 times R. So let's multiply that 700 times 8. And 700 times 8 would just be 5,600. So we have 5,600 times R equals 224. Since this is multiplication, the inverse of multiplication is division. So we are going to divide both sides by 5,600. And that's going to give us our R value. So let's do 224 divided by 5,600. So 224 divided by 5,600. And we get 0.04. So R is 0.04. Now remember, that's the decimal form. This is literally 400ths, and 400ths is 4%. So what is our annual interest rate? Well, we're at 4%.